Everybody meet Barty. He's the new friend.
Hello everyone, my name is Jenna, but you guys can call me Jen. Welcome back to Sick Jen. Feeling better than I was this week. I have more energy and my throat isn't super scratchy anymore and my voice is just stuffed rather than from the pits of hell. So we love that. I've been sick since Monday. You guys saw in my last vlog that I ended up just having the worst sore throat and it just got worse. But now we're Friday. Now we're on Friday. I took Tuesday off of teaching and then just literally did nothing all week until tonight or yesterday night. I had to run out to help my friend with a couple things, but I masked because I didn't want to get anybody sick. And then tonight I masked again. I feel like I'm past the actually like contagious stage of the cold, but you never know, right? It's just, you know, precautionary. And I sound audibly ill. So I was like, okay, I need to mask up. And then tonight when I was I went to my piano lesson because I canceled last weekend. I didn't want to cancel 2 days in a row. So I went and I'm happy I did because it was nice to actually get out of the house and do something. And then I decided, because I had a book waiting for me, and also my friend's birthday is on Sunday and I don't want to miss that because tonight I'm sick and I don't really think being in a room with a bunch of people partying and singing really loud and all that kind of stuff is conducive to being sick and like not getting anyone else sick, you know? And I don't want to mask the whole night because that would be very uncomfortable. And I'm tired. There's like a Chapel Roan DJ concert type thing tonight at like 10 p.m. So that my friends are going to. So instead I'm not going to that. But on Sunday, Sophia's birthday is Sunday. Actually, and like her party's on Sunday. Hopefully I feel good enough to go then. If I'm still feeling a little icky, I'm going to mask. But like hopefully I'm like perfectly healed and everything. But I got her these two things. I can show you them because I'm going to give it to her. I got her Off to the Races by Elsie Silver, which this cover is just so beautiful. It's on her wish list on Amazon. So I just used that as a thing. And then I also got her Marriage on Masti by Nisha Sharma. So I got her 2 new romance books. Love that. And then I got Barty, who is the love of my life. And I decided, because I have been yearning since this summer, when I went to Moose Jaw with my friends in July on the road trip, I saw the Bartholomew Jellycat, who has like the strawberry outfit in a shop window, and it was like $60 or something. And like in retrospect, I probably should have got him at that time. But at that moment, I was like, it's way too expensive for a stuffed animal. It is. Jellycat is an absurdly expensive stuffed animal company, but like I love them so much. And I have been yearning for Strawberry Bartholomew. I've seen all the iterations of Bartholomew coming out, like the pumpkin Bartholomew. I love the aubergine Bartholomew or the zucchini. Why is this so straight? That's so annoying. I washed my hair today. The zucchini Bartholomew, and then the Christmas festive Bartholomews I've seen, and they're all so cute. And I saw it today, like the big Bartholomew, the mini Bartholomew, and then the one that I ended up getting, and also the like pajama Bartholomew that came out for Christmas. And when I saw the pajama Bartholomew, I almost caved, but then I saw mini Bartholomew staring at me from the bottom shelf, or medium Bartholomew, I guess. I don't know which one he is. He's like not the mini, not the big guy, in the middle. He was staring at me forlornly, and I was like, you know what? I can make you clothes that are gonna look so fucking cute on you. So I don't need specific Strawberry Bartholomew. I can make him a fun hat if I want, out of crochet, and a fun sweater, which I think I'm gonna do. And I was going to pick up this book, which is pre-order, that I made really recently because my friend Yeleni, who is currently in Vancouver doing her master's, she's been tossing around the idea of doing like a traveling book type of situation. And I sent her a video about this book that was explaining it and like comparing it to one of our favorite books, which is A Very Secret Society of Irregular Witches by Sangamandana, and saying like it gave the same feelings, it did all this particular stuff. And I sent that to her and she was like, oh my God, I want to read this so bad. And then she was like, do you want to do like a traveling book with this one? And I was like, absolutely, I'm into it. And then because it's just gonna be the two of us, she was like, do you want to just like each buy a copy, annotate it, and then swap? And I was like, that's perfect. That's a perfect idea. So that book that I picked up is The Teller of Small Fortunes by Julie Leong, which just came out this Tuesday. And I'm so excited to finally have it in my hands. It's so sweet. I'm so excited about this. This is another like cozy fantasy. And in the vein of Sangamandana's Very Secret Society of Irregular Witches, I'm into it. I'm into it, you know? That's one of my favorite books ever, ever, ever. So I'm ready to annotate this and then send it off to my friend. Or if she's coming in for Christmas, just handing it to her then. But I'm so excited. So that's what I picked up today. But yeah, I was gonna buy myself a book, but then I decided, no, I'm gonna buy a Bartholomew instead, which is a good idea. It's always a good idea. Anyways, hey, news. Mary Bright is out. Worst timing in the world, I know, right after the federal election went absolutely to hell. The US federal election anyways. But it's out in the world. Please go buy it. 12 people have bought a copy already. So you want to be part of the cool club and buy a copy from the same spot as those 12 people. Not actually, you can buy it anywhere. You can buy it from your local indie bookstore. You can order it on Barnes & Noble. You can order it from Waterstones. You can order it from anything, and Amazon, of course. Or if you want to wait for the audiobook, that one's coming very soon. I'm just waiting for it to be approved, and then it'll be up in all the audiobook spaces, I assume. It's out. You can get a shiny paperback. You can get an ebook. They're very inexpensive. This is under $10. The ebook is under $5, I'm pretty sure. So go treat yourself to this, like, delight of a sapphic book. For me. Do it for me. That's out in the world. That release was Thursday? It was yesterday. Oh, it was yesterday. Oh my god. For me, anyways. But now that I'm home, I do want to cook something. I don't know what I'm going to cook. I have ground beef out, but yeah, it's like 7, it's almost 8 o'clock now. I don't know what I'm going to cook. Maybe I'll do like a pasta situation. That actually sounds really tasty. I don't have any like tomato sauce or anything, but anyways, what am I going to be reading this weekend? That's a great question. I think what I'm going to be reading this weekend is The Jasmine Throne, because I have not yet finished that. I wanted to this week, but I ended up reading The Wisteria Society of Lady Scoundrels because it's lighthearted. Oh my god, this book was so good. It's so silly, goofy, sarcastic, fun. I had such a great time with this. It was so funny, so sarcastic and wonderful. But I read that election night and then Thursday, I guess, or Wednesday. So this weekend, because it's also a long weekend in Canada, because it's Remembrance Day on Monday, we have 3 full days to do some reading, pretty much. So I'm gonna tackle The Jasmine Throne and also The Oleander Sword. And then hopefully we can get into something else as well. Maybe if I'm feeling it, because, you know, the mood reader might attack, I might pick up The Hacienda by Isabel Cañas, because this one's been calling my name, or anything in this stack here, really. I have The Hacienda, The Oleander Sword, of course. We have The Ornithologist Guide, which is currently overdue from the library. Shh, don't tell anyone. The Twisted Ones, and then The Unrelenting Earth. So anything from this stack, or these 2 novellas. The Truth of the Aleke, and also The Shadow in the Fall, another library book that I've had forever. Those are the options for the weekend. I also tomorrow want to go to Michael's because I need some more yarn for the sweater that I'm currently working on, I realized. Unless I have a ball, like, hidden in here somewhere. I don't think I do. I think I've used up the ball. Mom requested that I do specific Christmas ornaments for Christmas for her as like a present, so I do need to go see if I can source yarn for that. So that's probably what I'm going to do tomorrow. And I have plans on doing some like crafty things for Christmas gifts this year, so I want to look and see what's available. But anyways, I'm gonna cook something for dinner, settle in. But yeah, my friends, welcome to hopefully not much longer Sick Jen tries to read a bunch of stuff and write a bunch of stuff. I haven't worked on a favorite Fae in forever. I need to do that. I should really do that. Bartholomew Barty Jr., you tell me to write. Okay, my beloved? I love him so deeply. Anyways, welcome to a vlog. Let's fucking do this. Yeah, it's midnight. We're gonna try right anyways. Woo! I have been crocheting for the past 5 ever. Made a bunch of ornaments. I'm doing great. My hands kind of hurt, but we're gonna write now.
12 seconds later.
I don't know how I did that. Last time I looked at that word count, it was 1,500 words. So I don't know what happened there. Anyways, hello friends. Happy Saturday. Technically Sunday, and I sound more normal. Not quite there, but I sound more normal. And I've added 3,000 words to this draft, my friends. We are sitting at 55,000 words, 55,859 words. I'm so happy about that. I'm going to add it into my tracker thing in a second that I'm doing for the Kate Kavanaugh 100K in Q4 type of thing. I haven't worked on it in so long though, so I'm definitely behind. But that's okay. We got 3,000 words down today, which is amazing. I love that for me. But hi friends, I haven't talked to you all day. My goodness, what a day. I have basically been just crocheting all day. I ended up finishing my man's sweater here because I decided last night to crochet Barty a sweater. And then I was like, well, I gotta make Cola a matching sweater because he's my main man. And he's been my main man since I was a baby. So I made him a sweater as well that matches perfectly. And then I only made like the body of it last night and had to do the sleeves today. So I did that. And then I was like, what if I made Barty a hat? So I made him a little hat. And he looks so fucking cute. It's a little lopsided. And if you look at the top, it just has a hole on it. Oh, Scrivener reset the count because it's now 2 a.m. Apologies for that. But yeah, Barty's got a little hat on his head now. And when I was doing that, I ended up listening to a lot of the Jasmine Throne, which is great. We love that. Jasmine Throne. And then I ended up deciding at like 5, I was like, I really want to go to Michael's and I really want to go get groceries. So I went to Michael's, I had a little meander, and I listened to this audiobook as I was walking around Michael's, which is where I got some yarn and some other crafty things that I needed, which is great. And then I went and got groceries, which very much needed. I ended up finishing the Jasmine Thrones audiobook when I came home and had dinner. So this reread has been completed. I am so happy with it. It was such a lovely reread. I love being in this world and revisiting things, and a lot of the events at the end of this book I thought were in the second book, so now I'm like really intrigued to go into the second book again because I really don't remember a lot from it. I think this is the 3rd time that I've reread the Jasmine Throne, or read the Jasmine Throne. 3rd time I've read it. So like I know this book a lot better than I know the other one. I don't know the Oleander Sword is good. I think I've only read it once. So definitely excited to start that tomorrow if I can. Tomorrow though, my mom and I are gonna go shopping, I think. I have to do 2 returns. I have to do some pant returns to Reitman's, and I have to do a shoe return because I got another pair of boots in, and they immediately, I have really sensitive feet, and I have in the past bought boots that have completely eaten up the back of my heel to the point where they were open wounds for 3 weeks. Like I could not wear closed toe or like closed in shoes for weeks. I had to wear my Birkenstocks when it was, I think it was like November and really cold, which is not really saying much because I do wear my Birks until it snows. But I was really worried that it was gonna snow that year because I could not physically wear shoes that like closed in my foot because it was so much pain, and it like ripped apart my heels. So, and a lot of shoes just completely destroy my feet. So it's always a tough time to find boots, especially nice boots that like work for my feet. I also have ginormous feet. I am very tall. So like my feet are size 11. And my entire life has been really tricky to find like women's shoes for size 11. Thankfully now like they've expanded their sizes because women are starting to have bigger feet. I don't know. It's just becoming more of a normal thing to have slightly bigger feet. But it's still tricky to find size 11s in store for boots that are nice. So originally I got like a nice pair of combat boots, and they had on one foot something in the back, like a harder bit on the heel that I knew walking around in them in my apartment, that I was like, this is going to tear up my foot if I have to walk anywhere farther than like the length of my apartment. So this is not going to work. And then I got a pair of Chelsea boots, like those like kind of like nice pull-on Chelsea boots, and they're so pretty. Immediately I put them on and I'm like, oh, these already hurt. Like they already hurt just sitting on my couch. And I'm like, this is ridiculous. So Mom and I are going to go hunt for shoes tomorrow. Why? Because I don't have a pair of nice boots for fall, or like a nice pair of shoes that I could wear to like a job interview or like something nice, or like a nicer event or anything. So that is why I'm trying to find them, because I realize I don't own any boots that I really like for fall. I mean, I have a pair of boots that like work for fall boots, but they're like they're brown, they're kind of like chuck away boots. I've worn them so much that like they look funny because I walk a little funny. So like the way that the boot is shaped, and when I walk on them, like the sole is slightly slipped over. So they're not nice boots. They work, but like they're not nice boots. So anyways, that's our goal for tomorrow. And then tomorrow evening, I have Sophia's birthday. So I think I'm going to go. If I still sound like this, I will mask. But hopefully tomorrow I feel a lot better. Because I do feel better. Like I feel more alive. Even though I sound like this, and even though I'm still like coughing and the cough is in my chest, like and I'm still a little stuffed, I feel so much better than I did this week. So we're just getting to the end of this. We're just coming to the end of it, which is all we need. Anyways, so yes, that is the plan for tomorrow. As I was saying, I got home today from Michael's and all that kind of stuff. And I ended up just crocheting more, because of course I did. My mom asked me to do a specific project for Christmas, because I was like, okay, what do you guys want for Christmas? And they're always like, don't spend your money on us. Da, 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 da. And I'm like, it's Christmas, fuck off. But they don't understand that if I make them something, I'm actually spending more money on them, because making things is very pricey, especially when you're like getting yarn and stuff. Like it's honestly more expensive than if I was just to go buy something, you know? But it's more heartfelt to make something. So I was like, okay, well then let me make you something. And they're like, oh, we'll make you. Man, Mom was like, oh, you can make me these like ornaments. And she sent me a picture of I think it was a Facebook post, but it had the pattern in the corner, which is very, like a little diagram of a pattern. And I figured it out in like a minute of looking at it. I was like, what the fuck, trying to decode it, because I've never really used a pattern like that before. But they're like these little star ornaments. So I made 8 of them. Made so many. I have 6 nice ones here that do have to be blocked so that they lay straight. Otherwise, they kind of do a little bit of a curl. So I'm going to block them at some point. And then I made this little guy out of like the twine that I got at Michael's, because I was like, I want to see what this looks like. So that's my tester. I made one with a smaller needle, which ended up being this one, which is a physically smaller star, but I like the look of the bigger star better, even though the yarn is the same. You use a tinier needle, it's a little tighter tension, right? So it's a smaller star. So those are my ornaments, I guess. I'm keeping them. And then I was like, what if I learn how to make a snowflake? And then I took too long learning how to make snowflakes. This one I like more as I look at it. I didn't love it when I was making it, because like these things, like when you look at it close up, it looks kind of janky, but from far away, it's a snowflake. And then this one I don't like as much. It ended up being too finicky and it's not laying right, but I made snowflakes. So I did that too. And all of this. But yeah, so that was my crafty evening. And then I decided at midnight that I was going to write, because I hadn't written in forever. So I put in Florence and the Machines, the album that she just did working with the BBC Orchestra. I did that. I put that in my ears and I listened to the entire thing and then some, like the entire thing, and then it looped back around for that writing session, and I wrote 3,000 words. So girly pop is how you lock in, I guess. That's just how it is. But it was definitely a very, very fun time, and I think I really desperately needed that, because that scene ended up really coming together. I think it came together pretty well. Anyways, I am going to update these words here in track bear. We have 55,859, 55,859 for the new total for this project. Amazing. Let's see how much I have actually written. As so far, I have written 26,547 words. Oh no, that was the starting balance. Hold on. I don't know how many words I've written. So that was my starting balance at 26,547. So taking away 55,859 minus that 26,547. Since I started this at the end of October, I have written 29,312 words in this project, which is pretty cool. I should have been able to write more But again, I'm being kinder to myself. This is not my season to write this is not my season of creativity, none of that. So being kind to myself, and I just want to get this done. And I have come to realize that I think because this is going to be a bigger book, there's very little chance that this is going to be ready in May. So we're looking at a summer release for this. I'm so sorry. I know I pushed it back again, but I'm not going to commit to a month yet. May is still like in my head as the goal for a release for this, but I have a feeling it's going to be later than that just because I want to get this done. And from the trajectory that I'm working on it, it's going to be done probably by the end of the year, this draft. And it's only draft 2. Then I have to send it to betas. Then I have to do another draft. And then after that, I've got my girl Yeleni on lock. She reached out to me and said, hey, have you found another editor for your book yet? And I was like, absolutely not. Do you want to be my editor? I'm really hoping that you can be my editor. And she said, yes. So she's going to edit this book as well. I'm so happy. She's going to be my editor forever now. Just going to keep her forever. So she's going to edit it then, and then we're going to come back. But when I get betas on this, I'm going to be reaching out specifically to one person who reached out about the chronic pain rep in books that they were willing to help me with. So I might reach out to them to see if they're willing to beta read this. If not, I might just ask them questions and stuff, but that's also totally fine. But I also want to see if there's anyone else who has chronic pain and who uses specifically a mobility aid who can beta read this and let me know if it's okay, because I want to make sure that I'm doing it right with the representation of Mary and her chronic pain. And also, I have 2 other folks already lined up who are going to be beta readers and sensitivity readers essentially for the demisexual representation in here, because Mary, for some reason, I don't know, girly pop has just come out of my brain as demisexual, which is very exciting. So I know outwardly this book looks very heterosexual, but it is still a queer cozy fantasy. Why? Because Zanvi is bisexual, and also Mary is demisexual, and also the side characters are polyamorous. So it's a very, very queer book. And so that's going to be really fun to market. It's going to be fun because I've been marketing both A Little Luck and A Second Story as like queer cozy fantasies. This one outwardly looks like a straight cozy fantasy because it's going to have 2 people who look like a man and a woman on the cover, right? So I just got to make sure that my marketing is on point for this one. Anyways, I'm so excited about this book though. I think it's going to be my best one yet. I think you guys are going to like this one the best just because there's just more happening. And I think because my beautiful friend Yeleni is going to be editing this, I think the writing is going to be even better. I think the storytelling is going to be even better. And that's why I want to warn you guys about possibly pushing it back, because I just want to do this book justice. Like, I want to give it as much time as it needs. I want it to be good and perfect and exactly the kind of product that I want to hand out. Like, that's one thing that I noticed with A Little Luck. I pushed myself so hard with that one to get that one out, and I was working on it on like basically an 8-month timeline roughly from the moment that A Second Story came out to when A Little Luck released. It was like 7 months of definite like crunch time, but 8 months of working on it, even though I had started working on it 11 months before its release. So like technically it was on the same timeline as A Second Stories was, but it was not with the amount of time that I was spending working on it. And I wish I had let myself take longer on that one. But if I had, it would be coming out this fall, not last fall, you know? And I'm really glad that I put it out in the product that it is. I'm really proud of that product and it's fine. But I really want to do this one justice. It's the final one in this little trilogy that I'm doing so far. I might break it open in the future and make it not a trilogy, but a trilogy seems quite nice. It's the last one that I'm doing as a cozy fantasy before I jump into regular fantasy again. Even though, yes, there's going to be like novellas coming out and cozy stuff always coming out because cozy's my brand, right? But like, this is the last one in the Airmount Books core trilogy. So I really want to do this justice, and I want to give you guys the best story that I can give you. That's just a little heads up. It's November, so I have December to finish this, and then January, February, March, April, May. I have 5 months, 4 months technically, because January, February, March, April, it would have to be ready in April to go, and there's no way. Like a month will be for betas. So then there's no way in hell I'm writing a 3rd draft, getting it to my editor, and then writing a 4th draft, and then editing the fuck out of it in 3 months. That's just not going to happen. So I will tell you now that it's going to be pushed into the summer. But I think it's a perfect book for summer. So I think that's okay. But yeah, 2025 still. It's still in 2025. Hopefully first half, but definitely summer. I kept saying spring, and I'm pushing it to summer. I'm sorry. But that's just it's gonna have to be. I'm so sorry you're gonna have to wait longer. Anyways, friends, it'll at least leave me a lot of time to do lots of marketing and stuff, because I know my beautiful cover designer Tess is probably gonna have that cover ready for me end of year, early January. So, and I've been getting like updates on it, so that's so exciting. Anyways, I've been talking for so long. I gotta go to bed because I'm going shopping with Mom tomorrow. I'll catch you tomorrow. But yeah, well, that was today. It was a really crafty day. My hand hurts. My wrist is done. So I'm gonna go to bed so I don't keep crocheting and make this worse. So, and also I just wrote for so long. That also didn't help. Anyways, I'll chat to you tomorrow.
Okay, so here's how it works. There's strings coming out of the cake. Everyone grabs a string, and then we all pull, and everyone gets a little charm. Wait, 1, 2, 3.
Okay.
No, 1, 2, 3, and everyone yells my name. Okay, at 3 we just say my name. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Sophia!
Hello everyone. Happy Monday. I am here. I'm getting ready to go on in 20-ish minutes to chat with Trevor and Erin once again for the Empire of Exiles book club. I'm so excited. This is the 3rd episode of the book club, the 4th podcast episode I've been on, which is low-key fun. I'm making myself some tea to get ready for it, because I find if I'm talking that much, even when I'm not sick, having tea with honey is the best. I'm gonna dissolve the honey in here first, but oh my friends, today has been such a chill, relaxing day. I have done very little. I ended up deciding to spend most of the day reading the Oleander Sword, and I'm very far in. I should actually look at how far in I'm at now for the Oleander Sword, because it's now 10:30-ish, 10:40, just about 10:40. So I'm gonna see how far I am. I also did some laundry. I ended up, because my man Cola, who I introduced to you guys at the beginning of this video, because he's as old as me, he is like matted, you know, extremely matted. And you'll have noticed I put him in clothes because he's as old as me. I want to protect him as long as I can. And I have had him in a like little white baby shirt and these like old Build-A-Bear bear boxers. I've had him in that for years and years, and I've just had him in different kind of sweaters on top of it to like give him some contrast, because otherwise it's just all white. But today, because I did some laundry, I did my 2 pillowcases, and I didn't do my sheets, but I'm gonna do them next, like as the next wash through. But because I've been sick, I'm not quite better yet. You can probably hear it. I just wanted to give things a little bit of a freshening up for the week. And because I sleep with him, I was like, oh, I guess we're gonna have to wash him. So I did, and now he smells amazing. And then I decided to take my Denman brush, which is what I use for my hair, for my like curling of my hair, and I decided to try and fluff him up a little bit. It worked. He's all fluffy now. He's not back to like normal. And I think what I did mostly just hid some scraggles but he's now like more fluffy and more soft. He's now very naked. All he's got on is the shirt. So I love having, like, he looks newer. He looks newer, which is really nice. I think I'm gonna have to get like one of those brushes that comes with, like, people always like who restore stuffed animals. Because this is kind of like more of what he used to look like, this very, very marled stuff. I think it's still there underneath all the fluff. A lot of the, yeah, it is. So I'm thinking I'm gonna have to get a brush on like Amazon or something just to help restore him. But he's a little bit fluffier now. He looks like he did like 15 years ago, which is kind of crazy. So I did that, and really I've just been hanging out. I feel like I did more things. Oh, I made Bartholomew I made him a scarf. That's what I did today. He's so cute. So now he's got a scarf, which we love. Just been reading The Oleander Sword. I've officially gotten the confirmation from Find Away Voices that Marion Bright is like approved in their distribution process. So now it's just waiting for it to get out into all the distribution avenues, which is going to take a long fucking time apparently. So just waiting on that now. Did I do anything else? Oh, at some point I came and did something for work, even though today's day off, because I should have finished it last week and I didn't. So finished it today, sent it off to the people who need it. So hopefully tomorrow I'll get a response, which just moves things along. Yeah, I've just been reading. And then I decided to do my nails again because they needed a freshening up. And we've done a little fall orange with 2 shimmery ones. And then because yesterday at Sophia's party, we were doing little crafts, little clay crafts. I made these 3 iconic hat party people. We've got the hat, the wizard frog, if you will, wizard frog. We've got Squid Cowboy. Why not? Squid Cowboy. And we've got the elephant in a party hat with a wand. Made these. And so today I decided I was going to seal them with gel polish. And I actually added a little bit of sparkle to their hats. So I added like, it's really hard to focus. I add a little bit of sparkle to each of the hats. I think the clearest one you can see it on is Mr. Frog here. If it wants to focus, it really doesn't want to focus on it. That's crazy. Anyways, and then they are now sealed, so they're nice and shiny. And they're my little bookshelf friends. So I guess they're going to go right here. They're just having a fun time. We can't even see where I put them. They're just hanging out in front of the Poppy War books. Anyways, I'm about this far through. I think I have like 4 hours left on the audiobook in total. I don't know what the speed I'm listening to it at is, how many hours there are left of that, but I will probably finish this later. I didn't do any writing today. Oh, I also edited this vlog today just to make sure that I had it. But yeah, I just wanted to pop in and say hello. I'm gonna read through these chapters real quick here and make some notes of like what I want to talk about during this podcast episode. If you want to listen to the podcast episodes, you have to read Empire of Exiles first, because we are treating this book club these book club episodes for Empire of Exiles as like a reread. So there are spoilers for the entire book as we're going like chapters by chapters, like we're going 3 chapters at a time. We are talking about like all, like we're just spoiling everything for Empire of Exiles. That's what this is for. So go read the book, as I've been telling you to do forever and ever and ever. Read this fucking book. It is so good. And then come back and listen to the episodes, because it's so fun to talk to the author herself about this. It's just so fun. I'm gonna go into this. Also, I sound like more like myself today. I do still feel stuffed and I still have a cough, but like this is the most I've sounded like myself in a week. I'm so happy about it. I'll chat to you guys after this is done to close out this vlog officially, in case I have any more thoughts to tell you. But I'm gonna do a podcast episode now. Hello friends, it is now 12:35 in the middle of the night. Oh my god, I'm wired after that, which is the usual. After doing book club episodes, I just get wired, because obviously. Anyways, that was very fun. I love doing those book club episodes. They are just so fun. I don't know what it is. Like, it's like getting to talk to a favorite author about what their like thought process is, and like hearing them just talk about all this stuff that they want to bring up and like important bits about the story that they're talking about. And like, even though I have read this book, this is now my 4th time reading Empire of Exiles, and I'm reading it back through like in a different way. Like, I've read it in a different way every time with Empire of Exile. Like, the first time was just enjoying the book. The second time was for my author brain to figure out how Erin did the mystery and like all those different things and how she laid it out and how she paced it and how she plotted it and all that kind of stuff. And then the third time was just because I was needing a reread, and I read it in a way that was like all the way through and then into Relics of Ruin, right? So it was just like one fell swoop of just getting the story. And now I'm reading it for the point of having book club and asking questions and like digging into it and kind of breaking it apart again, which is very similar to my second read through, but in a slightly different way, because I'm not doing it as like an author. I'm doing it more as like a reader discussing the book, if you will, like a university student would decode and break apart a book, you know? So it's very fun. I'm enjoying it immensely. And even though I've read it 4 times, as I said, there are still things that I'm like picking up on this read through. And even in the, not even in the read through, but just in the discussion, I'm picking up on things, which is so fun. Anyways, I'm hungry, which is a little strange. I'm thinking of making, I have a little mini bowl of like snackies, but I'm also thinking of eating some pasta, because I was thinking about that and I'm like, ooh, I could go for some pasta. I might as well, because why not? Yeah, I'm an adult. I can do things that I want to do. Anyways, I wanted to pop in and say, Oleander Sword, fucking amazing. I am loving, I didn't mention this before, but I am loving the read through of this, because it's just, I've been listening to the audiobook all day. I haven't really like looked at it with my eyes, but just getting the story through my ears is so good, because there's so much of this book that I forgot. I basically forgot the entire plot of this book, to be honest. And I love this book so much more this time, even though I gave it 5 stars the first time that I read it. And I think I like it more than Jasmine Throne, which is insane, because I don't usually like second books more than the first book in a series. So when that happens, I am so fucking hyped for it. Oleander Sword is just so good, okay? It's phenomenal. And so many people online just don't like it, and I don't understand why. It's so good. The sapphicness in it, okay? Why don't you like it? You know what I mean? Anyways, I probably won't finish it tonight. I mean, maybe, who knows? I'm wired, even though it's 12:35. I don't actually know exactly where I am right now in this. I was just kind of like frantically flipping as I was going through, as I was talking to you last, but I feel like I'm right around this spot. So like right around page 365. I just, there's only this little bit left. I might power through it and see if I can finish it tonight. I don't know if I can. Depends on how many hours there are left in the audiobook. This reread has been very fun. I'm really glad that I'm doing it. Tasha Suri is just a master. And the amount of sapphicness in here is so much better than I remember. I don't know. I just feel like when I was reading it the first time, I wasn't really catching on to how much sapphicness was in here. And like listening back through it, I realized genuinely how soft it is. And I love soft sapphics, especially when the people themselves who are being soft together are fucking brutal and who are like not necessarily nice people. Like Malini, girlie's got teeth and she is brutal and she will do anything to get her way as the empress, you know, as the to take down her brother and all this kind of stuff. Like, she is someone who will use whatever is at her disposal to get what she wants, whether that is people, weapons, situations, anything like that. And she's such a, I think Tasha Suri calls both of her characters like morally gray lesbians. And I agree and I disagree, because Priya is so genuinely kind and her heart is in the right place. And yeah, she's also like someone who just doesn't take shit, but she's not necessarily morally gray because she doesn't like fuck around with morals. She is a very morally forward person. She will do what it takes to keep people safe. That is her main thing, people safe. And I think Malini is definitely morally gray because of what she is, but like, oh god, the softness of the sapphics in this book are just so sweet. I love it so deeply. And also like rereading the lore and stuff about like the Yaksas and what's happening with Bhumika and her storyline, and the pain of being a mother in the middle of a revolution is something like Tasha Suri just gets it across so perfectly. Anyways, I highly recommend these books. Go fucking read them. They're great. I'm so excited to get to Lotus Empire after this. That comes out on Tuesday, which my copy should be waiting for me at my local indie bookstore on Tuesday, which is just so exciting. Oh my god, that's tomorrow. Wait, that's so exciting. I can go pick it up tomorrow. It means I didn't get to my arc in time to review it ahead of time, but still, that's exciting. It comes out tomorrow. Which is today, if you're watching it on this vlog on Tuesday. Anyways, I should go and edit the rest of this vlog and like try and calm down so I can go to sleep. But yeah, what a weekend. It has been a long weekend. It has been a weekend of finishing a reread and mostly finishing another reread. I added 3,000 words to A Favored Fey. I've also let you guys know that A Favored Fey is definitely going to be pushed into 2025 a little further for the release, because there's just no way that I'm going to be able to get it out in the 4 months remaining that I have to work on it to get it out for a May release. That's just not going to happen, and I deeply apologize for that, but I want, as I said earlier, I want to give you guys the best product I can and the best story that I can, and I want to do it justice. So I'm going to let myself take as much time that I need to get this done, to get it done, if you will. It is also the longest book that I have written for publication. It's not the longest book that I've ever written. That one is like over 130,000 words long. It's, yeah. And it's not going to be the longest book that I've ever written, because the girl is a chronic overwriter, and I love when fantasy gets into the nitty gritty of things. So long books are my shit. But other than that, what else did I do? Went to a birthday party. Went shopping with my mom. Got some boots. I didn't even tell you guys. I got boots. They're great. They're perfect. We went to 3 separate stores, all in our, like, one of our outlet malls here. Mom had the fun realization that I think she has every time she goes shopping with me, and that is, shopping with me is very difficult to do in person, which is why I order everything online, because even though it is a thing that they my size of stuff exists, it doesn't necessarily exist in stores, especially with boots, especially during the season, because this season is like everyone's trying to get winter boots, and a lot of the fall boots are kind of coming out, or like phasing out, or on sale, so there's not a lot of stock left over. But I found some boots that kind of look like Blundstones, but they're not Blundstones, thankfully, because they were like half the price of a Blundstone boot, which I don't have Blundstone boot money. One day I shall, but because Blundstones are beautiful. And this boot that I got does not hurt my feet in any way. It was just a really fun time. The mom and I went to HomeSense, and then I did my 2 returns, which is wonderful, and I came home and all that kind of stuff. Went to Sophia's, which was absolutely so much fun, and I made my little clay friends, and I sound more like myself finally, so I think this cold has finally let me go out of its clutches. Fingers crossed that it doesn't suddenly get worse. I don't think it will. I think I'm just getting better. I love you guys very deeply. I hope you're all doing well, and I hope this video has left you a little bit of time to just kind of escape from the world a little bit, because I know with all the bullshit that went down in the political climate last week is kind of, you know, it's lingering in everyone's brains for many, many, many reasons. And I will say this here so that you guys know. Obviously, if you've been around here and you support the Orange Cheeto Man, what the fuck are you doing here? This page is very clearly pro-choice, pro-anything queer, pro-women's rights, pro a free Palestine, a free Sudan, a free Congo, and a free everywhere in the world. Living in a world where there's genocide is fucking terrifying. Living in a world where your neighbors down south, as a Canadian, have just voted in a man who's going to strip rights from half the population is terrifying. Also, a man who has essentially opened the door for all other men who think the same way to act like fucking dickheads. You know, it's terrifying. And also, as someone who is a Canadian and who's now having the door opened to Canadian politics, seeing our own version of Trump very potentially coming into power next year is terrifying. And the way that the world is going is, I have no words. I have no words other than we are living in a dystopia. Also, reading is very fucking political. You cannot read a book of any genre and call it not political, because the act of reading is political. The ability to read is political. And the fact that people are debating this and saying that reading is exclusively for fun and for entertainment are fucking idiots. And they are so goddamn privileged to think that and be able to say that. Because no, you are reading an author's political mindset with whatever book you are picking up. If you are reading a romance book, what kind of birth control are those people on? Are they queer? Are they of mixed race? Are they a marginalized community member? Like, are they disabled? Anything along those lines. What is the author's stance on abortion? You know, that's all political. If you're reading a fucking fantasy book and you're telling me that reading isn't political, then you are not understanding the words on the page. So that is where I'm at. Fucking, I don't even know, my friends. I know this got a little bit preachy at the end, but I just wanted to make sure that everyone who is following me understands where I'm at. If you supported, if you voted for that fucking Cheeto man, get out. Block me. Unfollow me. I do not want to see you in my comments. Anyways, friends, thank you so much for watching. I'm sorry for that last little bit, but it was needed. Especially after this past week. I will catch you in another video very soon. Stay kind to everyone and keep on reading.